Good morning, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. Three of Cups jumping out of the deck at me. So something's coming in that perhaps you're going to be asked to participate in. Maybe you've got an invitation for a wedding, an engagement, or just a night out with people, but something here is being celebrated. If you didn't watch the What's Cracking reading and you've just come across this reading, please be aware there are scammers on the loose pretending to be me. They've duplicated my stuff. They've got it on the website. If you see it, please just let it go. Block them. Do what you need to do. Please keep in mind that I would never pursue you for readings. I'm not a person who tries to fake money out of people. I would never do that. So I've never gone after anyone to get them to have a reading from me. I don't just do that. It's not my way. So if somebody's approaching you, being forceful with you, asking you questions, pretending to be me, it's not me. It's a shame we can't stop them. I mean, unless you're reporting them and those particular ones are blocked, they're just going to keep doing it over and over again. And especially if people are falling into that trap. So I would never do that. I would never try and push cheap readings onto you. Apparently it was palm reading or something they were offering too, which actually I don't even do. So I thought that was quite interesting. You obviously hadn't had a good look at my website. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. All right. I'm a great believer that, you know, the universe provides what is meant to be provided. I don't feel that you have to force people to sell from you. You don't have to force people over a barrel to take things. All right, let's get into this reading. Dragon Tarot here. Dragon Tarot. Okay, so I have the Five of Wands coming through. Now, the Five of Wands is a card that talks. I always do. It's my do I, don't I, should I, shouldn't I, could I, couldn't I card. Like, it's that energy of being stuck in a position where you're not forward, you're not wanting to forward or go back. Like, it's a bit of a competitive energy. But competition, not in the way that you're fighting up against something, it's competition within your own energy. Sometimes it can talk about bickering with other people, but most times I find it's sort of that energy of not really being sure how to progress with something, not being sure whether you want to progress with something, which is really interesting. All right, so we have the beautiful Ace of Swords coming through next, which of course you all know is my favorite card. The Ace of Swords is a card that talks about the truth. It talks about clarity, having a new start, but this time it's built on truth. It's built with communication. It's built with all of those things that make a good relationship. Why are you Five of Wandsing it though? Eight of Cups. Ten of Swords. Okay, so this feels to me like you've perhaps done something before, maybe not so much in this situation, but you're using your past experiences to guide you here. Now that is good in a way. Sometimes we can use our experiences to show us what we did before that perhaps hasn't worked, and that's okay. But sometimes we judge a new experience on a previous experience, which is not good. So for example, if somebody hurt you or broke your heart or upset you in some way, shape or form, the experiences you take from that help build you into a better version of yourself for the next thing that comes your way. You cannot avoid things that are coming at you purely because they've happened in the past. That's victim mentality. So what you're doing from an experience here is you're making some sort of decision here or coming to some sort of conclusion that something from your past here is coming in, or maybe not something from your past, maybe an experience that you're being given reminds you of something from your past. And because of that, you're looking at, do I walk away from this or do I complete this cycle? And that is a Tower moment. So some of you here, and we have this beautiful King of Wands coming through, some of you here are toying with the idea of some sort of new start with someone. Now I'm feeling here that it may not be the same person that hurt you in the past, but you're judging all your experiences on that event. Now, if this isn't love for you, it could be, for example, that you've worked in a certain field where you've had an experience that has hurt you, and now you're fearing going back to the same experience. Now, I saw this the other day twice, where a child hurt themselves and the parent immediately took them away from what they'd hurt themselves on, telling them that what had happened was really bad, etc., etc. And I thought, would you be better off to say to the child, come on, let's try again, but this time we'll do it differently, or it's not something that may happen again, it was just an unfortunate event. Because what we tend to do is we take somebody away from something, we say, that is really bad, stay away from it, it's really horrible. But a lot of the time it may sort of, I want to say, stimulate us or stop us from having an experience that may have been really good. And so it's like that horse, you know, if the horse sort of throws you, then you may never get on the horse again, right? Because then you're scared that all horses are going to throw you like that. And is that the truth? So there seems to be this sort of calamity for you here, where you're looking at a situation and you're asking yourself, is this going to be what I've experienced before? I'm not really sure. If this is something that's happened before, is this going to be the same experience? So I want to say to you, maybe just, this has got you in a bind, you see. You're not really seeing the truth of it. So what you're doing, in effect, is you're keeping yourself trapped in that Eight of Swords energy, fearing the worst, and not wanting to do it because you fear of getting hurt, or you're not wanting to do it because you fear of failure, fear of success, whatever it is. But you're holding yourself back from an opportunity that seems incredible because of your fears, not because of any other reason. So ask yourself, am I fearing this because of my past experience? Or do I trust myself to have another go at this and just trust that if something didn't happen the way I wanted it to, then I have the tools to deal with that? Because I feel like something good's coming in for you, and you've got to be extremely vigilant about how you move forward. All right, so we have the Two of Cups. So for some of you, it may be an offer of love. Now, I'm not feeling it's somebody returning here. It could be that you're getting another opportunity with the same person. I'm actually feeling that new love is coming for you, but you are fearing new love because of what's happened in the past. So you're measuring this person on your past experiences. We all do it, but be conscious of it. Be conscious of it. Listen to yourself. Understand, observe, because I feel like here you may be given an opportunity here with a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio, especially with the Chariot, possibly a Cancer. There is a beautiful offer. It really will take you into the future. But if you're looking at it with your past eyes, thinking you can't take a chance on it, then you may miss out on a great opportunity. All right, so I have the Nine of Swords coming through. Here we go. Seven of Swords, Three of Cups. Now, I feel like this could go two ways here. Either you've been dealing with somebody in the past who you had some sort of really close connection with, who had somebody else in the picture here, and you may have decided here that if this person came back in again, that you couldn't deal with it because of a past interference in your relationship. But the other thing I'm feeling here, because we have the Seven of Swords and the Three of Cups, is there is a distrust here around whether this person still has somebody in the picture or whether they have cleared this away. You may have not known about a third party and got caught up in a situation where you fell in love with somebody and then found out that there was somebody else, they were married, whatever. That may have been the case for some of you here. But for others of you, I feel like this is something to be celebrated. Like, to me, it looks like something beautiful is being offered to you and you're reluctant to take it because of your past experiences, when in reality, this is something that you can trust. Oh, more swords. Eight of Swords. There you go. Victim mentality with the Four of Cups and the Five of Swords. There it all is. Have a look at the swords and the cups. It's all swords and cups, this reading. One wand. One major arcana. And that says to me this is your responsibility. It's really up to you. The universe is not intervening here. What they're saying is if you want to move forward on something, you have to understand, is this about trusting where you're going, trusting where you're being led? Do you trust this situation? Do you trust this person? Because there's a fear here, but I feel like the fear is mistrust of what's happened in the past, not so much what's happening in this situation. So you may let something beautiful go because you are not trusting yourself to manage this in the long run. And I always say that is one of my big things. You know, if you are fearing that the other person's going to do something that they shouldn't, then you cannot control that other person. It is not your place to control them. You can't. So if somebody does something to you that isn't good, then you've got to be able to trust yourself to handle that. It's not about trusting the other person. So don't put all your trust in the other party. It's not how it works. What you need to do is keep that trust within you. If somebody does something that isn't correct or isn't right or hurts you, trust that you will have the capacity, the backbone to be able to deal with that, because that's what it's saying here. It's all in your hands. It's up to you here. What do you want? All right, so we have the Five of Wands. So I'm feeling here that you may not know what you want at this point. Something looks like it's giving you a new start or offering you a new start here. I feel like for some of you, it may just be in regard to trusting, just full stop trusting. Maybe you have difficulty just trusting things. And if that's the case, you're putting the trust on the outside of you rather than trusting yourself. So we do have the Eight of Cups here. So there is a decision being made either to walk away from something or close it down. So it's about, do you leave this energy behind that you've learned, or do you close it off and forget it forever? You have a choice here because the Tower is here. So this is about rebuilding your capacity to do things differently going forward. I feel like it's in regard to a King of Wands. So you could be dealing with a Libra, Sagittarius, Aries here. No, not Libra, Leo. Could be a Libra though. I feel like somebody's making you an offer here. This looks like a very, very beautiful soulmate. The Queen of Cups. This person does look like they have great love for you here. Or they will have great love for you if it's a future reading for you. But somehow I'm feeling with this Three of Cups, there is very much this energy that perhaps in the past somebody did something with this Seven of Swords that perhaps wasn't very, very good, very nice, deceitful perhaps. And I feel like here there is a decision being made around whether you accept this new cup or not, or this new person or not. There is a lot of swords energy here. The Nine and Eight of Swords, for example, are very difficult cards in the way of dealing with pain and suffering. But what I want to say to you here, whatever you're doing here, whatever's coming up, especially with this Five of Swords at the end, there is definitely this energy of deliberating in your head. This is all head space here. So you're going between your head and your heart here, all the way through. So I feel like it's something you're wanting, but you're standing back thinking you're just going to get hurt like you've done before. Again, victim mentality. So remember, you have to let go now and trust that you have the capacity to deal with it if something does not go right. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles and the Empress. Stand in your power. Know what you are capable of here. Know how much power you have in this situation. If you want this new start, it is there for you. This person is there for you. It's your choice whether you take it or not, but don't make the judgment based on past experiences. Go in with a clean slate. Use the Ace of Swords to cut away everything from the past so that you can start on a complete new platform. Give this person a chance. Don't push them away. Whoop. We have the card of Paradigm Shift there, which is quite interesting, but two cards came out, so I'm going to redraw. If it's meant to come out, it will. Now I have Orbs of Light coming through. Both cards this morning, that's card 40, both cards talk about light. Ray of Light, and now we have Orb of Light. So this is card 40. The spiritual worlds are delivering a message to you. You have already heard it through telepathic reception and mistaken it for your own thought. yet it is inspired by your higher guidance, those spiritual beings that love you without condition. It is an answer to a question and guidance to increase your happiness. So the universe is lovingly listening to every thought and feeling in your heart and mind. When you intentionally speak to the universe and ask your higher guidance to help you with an issue, this is a powerful way to call the light into your life. It works, often quite rapidly. However, sometimes we ask for help without being aware of doing so, worrying about an issue or pondering a question away these happens. There is orbs of light around you. These are spiritual beings that love you. The orbs contain information and energies that help answer questions and worries. So it talks about you being surrounded at the moment with love and light. But what it also talks about is doing, meditations, being in nature and taking yourself back to who you are and trusting who you are at a deeper level, because doing that attracts high level guidance. So when you're meditating, when you're in your creative brain, when you're out doing the things you love, it is much easier for spirit to get the message through to you. So I feel whatever the universe is saying here is that you have the capacity to make the decision that's right for you. But don't make your decisions based in your past experiences. Make the decisions from today moving forward. Use your past to use the experience to trust that you have the capacity to do something. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.